Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Somewhere in between, round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello, and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litzy.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Blink.
All right, awesome. So as last we left our adventurers, they fought a dinosaur and a saber-toothed tiger that were both zombies. Yes. And after they defeated the zombies who were persistent and refused to die, a man popped out behind a tree and said, "Oh, are they gone yet?" and introduced himself as Boggy Billy, and that is where we left. This human man walks up to you guys and is like, "Well, hi, I'm Boggy Billy. I saw you guys kill those dinosaurs, and well, I can lead you through the forest on a safer path if you so desire. But I also sell some magic stuff. Howdy."
Wow, first person we meet out of the city, and they're a jack of all trades. I like it. What services do you have to offer besides guidance?
Oh, well, I used to have wares with me, but I since have run out of stock. But I do have this magic sack here, and in this sack, it's kind of a one per person sort of thing. You reach your hand in, and you find something that's meant for you, and that's all I've found out about it. I found this in the woods. It's been great.
Wow, I have the same bag, and I'm going to pull out an animal.
Okay.
I think it's been 24 hours.
Sure, yeah.
I don't remember.
Roll me a D8.
When my cow, whenever he did go away, I was sad and thanked him for his service, and now I'll pull out another one. 8.
Nice. You
Another cow.
you reach your hand in and pull out this big black and white mass, and out rolls a panda bear.
Panda time.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And he looks wide-eyed at you, Tess, and he's like, "Well, my bag is not the same bag. I have a different bag."
What does your bag do?
Oh, well, and he shuffles it around and he offers you the bag, and he says, "Reach on in."
Lakir will be very untrusting and slowly reach in.
Yeah, so
Do I feel anything?
You reach in and it's empty for like a hot minute, and then your hand reaches the bottom and you feel canvas, but it's a different canvas than you think that the bag would be made out of.
And try to take it out.
A bag comes out of the bag, and you can add it into your inventory. This is called, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen this item in a while. That's called the bag of wands, or at least I believe. Once a day, you can reach into there and pull out a random magic wand, and the magic wand will, hopefully do you some good. It's random, pretty much."
I'm going to skip up to the man and say, "I would like a turn, please."
Ah, well, He shuffles his bag a little bit and he listens for something. He's like, I think there's something in there for you. And he hands it to you.
I reach in with both hands and rip it out.
Okay. So you reach in with both hands and you feel like a satiny cloth at the bottom of the bag. Again, a different material than the bag's made out of. It's like a burlap sack kind of thing. And then you pull it out, and you find a widely brimmed, tall, pointed black hat.
Nice. I immediately put it on.
Okay.
Nice.
He looks at you and he's like, "Oh, that's an interesting hat. I have not. I sold that to a woman." Not too long ago, but I guess things have a way of returning to the bag. Well, I sold that hat to a woman named Belinda Fortune, and, well, I think it's going to make you a little, I don't know. How are you feeling?
There.
Take a few steps in it and see how it works out for you.
Okay. I slowly walk around. I stick out my arms and spin like a slow circle. I feel very fashionable.
Well, I think it might require some attuning to before it actually does something, but I like your style.
So, you said you sold this to another woman.
Right.
That brings me to my question. Do these last? Are these expected to just pop out of existence, similar to his animals?
Well, I don't. That's the first time I've ever seen a thing come back. I would imagine the bag brings things back after, somebody has passed on and no longer needs the use of the magical item.
Interesting. Well, I thank you. What is your fee?
Oh, if you can keep me safe through these woods, I mean, I know I'm a tour guide, but in case we run into anything else in these woods, I would very much appreciate not having to fight. You see, I'm kind of a pacifist.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't really like throwing those fists.
mutual benefit.
Right. Anyway, would any of you like something out of the bag? And he shuffles it around again.
Sure, yeah. So I finish distributing one of my meal portions with the wolves, so they have something to eat, and I'll walk over and reach my hand in the bag and see what I find.
So you reach in and you pull out a burlap poncho.
Okay.
Yes. And he's like, "Oh, kind of matches your sombrero." Well, this poncho, it has a bunch of, and you look at it, it has a bunch of patches on it. And this is a poncho of useful items.
Okay.
I will send you what patches are on it later.
Okay.
Anyway, and he says, and last but not least, would you like
Well,
something out of the bag?
I do appreciate you giving Tim a turn, since I already drew from my bag, and I'll reach in.
Yeah, so you reach in,
Yes.
and you pull out. You reach all the way to the bottom, and for a second, you're like, this bag is empty. Like, everyone's taken something out of it, and I didn't get anything. But then your hands, as you're just about to, reach your hand back out, you glance past these cold stones, and then you pull them out, and as you look at it, it is golden clasps. And he says, "Oh, you said you had a bag?
Yes.
Well, if you don't mind, I would love to outfit your bag with these golden clasps, and they could keep it shut easier and let you open it, and you'll look mighty stylish."
Well, yeah. That sounds great.
Okay, so he is going to fashion something to the bag, and he says, "All right, well, hopefully that works out better for you. It's an improvement on your bag. You're going to get different animals now." So
Very nice.
While he's busy helping him out, can I just look him up and down? Does he have any weapons or anything obvious like that on him?
Right. No, he does not. He is wearing kind of tattered purple clothes. They're commoner clothes. They're not really no armor, no wands, nothing seemingly magical on him other than this bag. And he also has like a rope for like exploring and stuff.
Okay. So, how long have you been out here?
Oh, well, it's kind of my job to go to and fro from. I live at the fort. I don't know if you've heard of Fort Outcast, but we are just a bunch of people who used to live in this one place. I don't know if you've been in this. Anyway, we live at this fort, and I am in charge of finding stragglers and bringing them to the fort. And then I come back and I try to find more people, and that's what I do.
We certainly need a guide. We're trying to get to the fort anyway, so this works splendidly.
Wonderful.
We're
Yeah.
thankful to have run into you.
Well, I am thankful to have run into you.
I offer him a good berry.
Yes, well, and he takes the good berry and he looks it over. And he's like, oh, okay. I don't know if I should trust you people, but we've already gotten this far. And so he pops it in and he eats it. And as long as it's not poisonous, it's fine.
On that note. No, I'm just kidding.
You create poison good berries? That would be great. That would be...
I mean, you could probably lace it with some type of poison
That's
if you
true.
had, like, I don't know, like a spider egg sac, and you're just sort of like, hey, this is a good berry. Yeah. So, Boggy Billy's like, well, got any good stories for the road?
What if you told us a story? What's the fort like?
Oh, well, it's pretty big. So where I came from was it was a city in the sky, if you don't believe that. But it was a place that, well, I didn't fit in too much in. I was a bard. I had a brother up there. Every so often I'll sneak him up some magical goods and he'll sell them in his magical shop. Of course, that is under the table. So, not that y'all folk are going back there. But yeah, we have this little side hustle going. I bring people to and from. They get some magic items out of the bag. I get a magic item out of the bag for my reward. I don't really know how the magic works. It just kind of does.
But, I mean, don't need to know how something works to take advantage of it.
Of course, yeah.
So you used to live in this city in the sky. What was its name?
Oh, it has been a few years. Great.
Grumbopolis.
Oh, yes, Great Grumbopolis. Have you heard of it?
Indeed. If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave?
Oh, I did not leave per se. I was kicked out. There was a bunch of people in these masks and cloths and dark magic going on, and they told me that I could not stay any longer. I think they found out about my bag. They did not like me selling my stuff.
I feel like they would have confiscated that if that was the issue.
Oh. Well, then I don't know. I've just been out here ever since.
Well, we're recent arrivals from the same city, so it's good to see you. Is that the case for everyone at Fort Outcast, or is there other life other than the city?
Well, most of the people in Fort Outcast, I mean, it is called Fort Outcast for a reason.
Yeah.
We are outcasts of Grumbopolis, generally, though it has been about 100 years since Fort Outcast is founded. Just about give or take a year or two, because, that was the age of Great Grumbopolis before they started kicking people out. There's lots of orcs. I don't even know if you people have seen orcs. Do you know where orcs are?
Oh, we know what they are, but not sure that any of us have ever seen one in person, besides maybe Blink.
Have you seen some orcs?
I've seen a few in my younger years.
I don't remember who founded Fort Outcast, but there's lots of orcs there. We take in all the refuges we can, and we thrive. I mean, it's a great city. We've got some leaders. We've got 2 leaders. I haven't been in a while. I don't really keep up with the politics. So, yeah, but I just travel to and from.
Just curious, have you had any contact with your brother in recent times?
Well, no, I was kind of on my way back to go meet him, but I ran into you guys. So It's been about a couple months since I've been out again. I've been, well, sometimes I tend to some things in the forest that, well, I don't. Sometimes the forest keeps me occupied, more occupied than I'd like.
Interesting. Well, would you be willing to inform us of just the general attitude at Fort Outcast towards maybe Great Grumbopolis in general? Are they angry? Are they content?
Well, there are a few camps of thought that are going on at the fort right now. There are the people who are looking at Great Grumbopolis with great anger, and they are forming an army of such to go and try and take over Great Grumbopolis. However, their army, as their numbers dwindle from time to time, as some civil wars break out amongst them, as they lose the sight of what they're fighting for. The other side is, well, more heavily religious. They believe that it was by a greater power that had brought them to Fort Outcast, and that everything happened for a reason, and they are now free from the non-religious part of Great Grumbopolis.
One moment, and I'll go over to Litzy. Litzy, may I get in your bag for a moment?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll reach in and pull out a bunch of the magic or the holy symbols that we found in the well room in the library, and kind of show them to him. Are these familiar? Are these the symbols of the religious people you were mentioning?
Oh, no, not the religious people at Fort Outcast. I think I might have repressed that memory.
Or they may have removed it from you.
Oh, that is true. There has been some memory problems at the fort. That is also a problem that is going on.
I'll put it back in. And finally, I apologize to poke and prod with all these questions. Was your name given to you after you left the city?
No, this is my born name. Me and my brother, we got names. My name's Boggy Billy.
Interesting. Thank you for that information. But you've told us a story. How about we tell one of ours? Well, you said that you had met people in masks and clothing.
Right.
We actually fought and destroyed the guardians of that area, and well, I kind of like pull out some of the robes and stuff like that. We were triumphant. We fought some golems made of books. It was quite thrilling, and honestly, I think that battle hasn't even been our worst so far, so I think we should be fine with anything in the forest.
All right, well.
Also, you said you hadn't been there in a few months.
Right.
I just wanted you to know that it seems they've locked Great Grumbopolis down in the past little bit. I don't know if you've been there since.
Well, that doesn't seem like something the unicorn would do. What was his name? Oleander? Yeah? Right?
Right.
Oh, okay. Oleander wouldn't lock down the city. I mean, of course I was kicked out, and I knew that I wasn't going to come back, but I mean, my brother always talks so highly of Oleander. He seems like he's a good guy.
He's all right. He may not have full control anymore.
Oh. Who has control?
Have you ever heard of someone named Amalek?
Oh. Can I see that symbol again? He looks at you, Litzy.
Yes, certainly. And I hand it to you.
He looks it up and down, and he's like, Amalek. This symbol. I feel like those two things are connected. I do not recall. And he hands it back to you, Litzy.
That seems to be the case with any crucial information we come across. So, par for the course at this point. Well, perhaps everyone's memories put together at Fort Outcast can weave a cohesive story for us to go off of. How much further?
Oh, well, I can only take you guys so far. There is this thing that Fort Outcast has put in place to make sure that people are kind of pure of heart before they go into the fort. And it I don't know, it's different for everybody. I've heard different stories from people who've come back and visit me. By the way, feel free to visit me if when you make it into the fort. I love telling stories. I love hearing stories. But it's different. It's kind of like a labyrinth that changes. It's not necessarily a maze, but it has different portions of it. So, but if you can handle a fight with some paper golems, and you can fight the secret society that banished me and so many others from Fort Outcast, then I believe that you can do it. I have faith.
I do as well. I doubt none of our capabilities.
At this point, I'm going to like take my big boy Panda and kind of do some patrolling because he's like, we're here to protect him now.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, I'm going to go patrol. And then go off on a little adventure. I roll 15 on my that's 18 on my perception check.
Nice. So you don't really see much. Boggy Billy seems to be taking you on a path that doesn't have a lot of wildlife. You guys kind of did like a straight cut through the forest from where you were, more towards the south. And he reached a path that is well trodden, that's like dirt from so many people walking on it, that he is taking you on, that obviously he knows. So
Okay. And last part, just to orient myself, which was the way we were heading before? You said he's taking us more south.
So you were heading east from right from Great Grumbopolis. So he took you a little bit south, so more towards where the deserty area was that you guys went, and then he. But it's all forest, so you guys are well past the desert portion. And Blink, you are starting to recognize some of the trees. Like the portion that you guys were in was obviously heavily influenced by whatever magic is going on, and so lots of it was rainforest and heavily overtaken by plants, and the animals look different. But now you're starting to get into like actual forest that you've been to and hunted with your wolf pack.
Okay. Awesome. I was also going to ask him, have you seen any sign of Dragonborn at Fort Outcast?
Oh my stars! I didn't even get a good look at your face, sir. Well, no, yes, well, I thought I told you that orcs were the ones who founded Fort Outcast, but now that I remember, it was Dragonborn. Yeah, there used to be lots of dragon. He scratches his head for a while and he looks off into the distance, almost as if he's looking past all the trees. And then he looks back at you and he says, "Well, I don't know what happened to the Dragonborn, but I do know that there used to be Dragonborn at Fort Outcast. And then one day they were just gone. I'm sure that there's somebody in the city who'll remember more. I mean, these forests, they'll do something. They'll do some wild things to you."
Okay, thank you for that information.
Well, very much obliged, sir.
I feel like I myself am a little bit tapped out from the last fight. Before we face whatever this purity of heart test is, I think it would be a good idea if we all start on a fresh night's rest. Agreed?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope y'all don't mind if we keep going a little bit longer. I don't necessarily want to spend the night in this forest.
Oh, yes, sorry. I did not mean to say now. I just meant when we reach the area where you must leave us.
Of course. I've got camp. I've got cots. I've got all sorts of things because people have similar tendencies when they're going through the trials. But I just wanted to reassure you guys that maybe stopping here, I mean, there's things coming back to life in the forest.
Good to know. Well, lead on.
All right. He leads you forth for like another hour or so. And what do you guys talk about in that hour?
I've actually been thinking of ways that I can stabilize the magics that are potentially useful to us so that they become reliable in a hard-pressed situation. I still have 5 remaining honey potions from Great Rumbopolis, and I was wondering if you three would perhaps help me in a bit of an experiment tonight. Just before we rest, any unexpended magic you have left available will be most appreciated. Doesn't matter the type. I figured I'd invite you all, and our minds together could work something out. I'll point to the little shield that hovers around me, and I'll say, so this has been a product of experimenting with taking the more chaotic elements of magic and siphoning them off to be shaped to what I desire, similar to the bolt that you use compared to mine. If, and this is an if, we are able to draw that magic out and stabilize the potion, perhaps it will be more reliable in a fight, as I said before, where instead of either barely helping you or really helping you, it'll be somewhere in the middle. If you're all up for that, of course.
I'd love to help you. Sounds very interesting.
We'll need lots of fire, so that's your two specialities. And I have to ask, are you still carrying your resistance magic?
Yes, I am still.
I have another part of the experiment that I'd like to try tonight. It will require that in specific.
Perfect.
If we are using fire, let's find a place maybe away from a drier part of the forest so we don't catch it on fire.
Yes, no, of course. I actually have something that I've been working on for a while. It's an alchemist stove, if you will. As long as we are able to direct the magic into there, it should keep everything else safe.
Perfect.
Yes, please keep the forest safe. That's kind of my other job. I mean, I tend to the forest, kind of keep the magical things afloat, and try to keep the bad stuff away from the good stuff. And, well, it's going pretty okay, but if there was a fire, I don't know if I could save any part of the forest. So,
We'll be very careful.
thank you very much.
Righty. Also, while we're walking, I might talk to Blink for a little bit off, maybe slightly to the side, not like really. Because, I remember earlier when we were talking about our goals, I just wanted, so we both remember, I believe if we wanted to move towards the thing we were trying to find, it would be mostly east, but probably a little bit north. Referring mostly to when I was sensing where the Dragonborns were.
Right. I'm definitely interested in finding my people, and if it's convenient for us to look there, then I say we do. But for now, my main focus is with our group and our task.
Okay. Good.
Well, we're almost there. I mean, do you guys have any preferences on, like, food? I guess I had that good berry. I'm stuffed. But are you guys hungry? I got some stew.
I'd prefer to wait until after my experimentation, but if
Oh,
you'll
of course,
save some,
of
I'd be
course.
happy to have some.
I'll keep it on. It'll keep and keep and keep.
I guess that is a stew. Very well. And I'll just start setting up the beginning to everything while everyone else does whatever they want to do.
And you guys, you reach this camp, and there's this great bonfire in the middle that is obviously warded by magic on the outside to keep it from ever sparking outside of that. And there's a huge pot in the center of this campfire that you, as you approach, smells like a wonderful stew. He has various tents that are well maintained and cots that are within the tents so that people don't have to sleep on the ground. There are chests to put your magic items in if you so desire not to carry them. But anyway, there's just plenty of stuff. It's like a well-maintained camp right outside this large wall. And as you guys are kind of looking at this wall, you notice that there are bull heads along a lot of the bricks, like statues of these bull heads mounted. They're not actually like animal bulls, but they're like carvings of bull heads. And anyway, that's what you notice as you arrive to this camp. And he shows you where everything is. And he's like, well, I'm going to go tend to the stew. If anyone needs me, I'll be there.
Can I get a bowl of that stew?
Of course. And he'll pour you a big old bowl into like this big stone bowl.
I'll take it and I'll go kind of walk over, set it down, and let my panda eat it. And then I'll kind of hang out with the panda.
He smiles as he watches you feed it to your panda and continues to stir.
And then because I took quite the beating this last fight, Tess is going to pretty much just get ready to fall asleep now. Oh, wait. Sorry, what did you need from me before I go to bed?
Are you all right if I... Well, so yeah, I will say... Well, you still have a potion, right? I think this should be fairly quick since the potions are already constructed. We just have to focus it. I'll have spent the time setting it up. Basically, there's an alchemist table that has like a internal stove with a few areas where you can like cast the firebolt inside or whatever fire spell you use. And then it comes out to basically one burner. There's 3 burners on it, but 2 of them are closed off. One burner where I have a health potion that's like sitting in, I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, like the clamps that go around it and like hold the beaker up so it's not touching it.
Yeah.
And then I have it's not a tripod, I'm trying to think, but like I have another clamp that seems to be where like a gem could be placed.
Okay.
So if you guys are all gathered around, I'll go and put the gem inside, and I'll say, first we need to get it to a decent temperature. If you would both lend your magic, it'll go much quicker. And I will just put my fist, or my hand, I guess, in one of the holes and just cast Firebolt and begin heating it up.
Okay.
And then once it's actually heated up to the point where I'll say, all right, we have 6 potions between us. I believe that if we are able to use minor spells, we should be able to use the chaotic energies to balance it out, essentially. So, we would like to try first.
So what do we do exactly? Do we just cast the spell?
Yes. You will cast the spell, and I will siphon any remaining chaotic magics I can off of it. Actually, this could be something that you could learn as part of the thing, and I'll basically just go and teach them kind of the movements I'm planning on doing, similar to when I create my shield spell. It's basically casting the spell and then siphoning off a piece of the magic. I'll say it might be difficult, but it's like water. Magic is like flowing water. If it's directed in the correct way, it will go there. So even a little bit of help will be greatly appreciated. And I'll put the first potion in kind of the clamp.
I'm going to cast Goodberry.
Okay, is that a first level spell?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do it, and as like all the berries appear, I'll quickly just try to siphon off some of the energy.
Yep. And I'll like pour them into the
roll me an
fire.
Arcana check.
Natural 4, but
Okay,
I'm going to use an inspiration
Nice.
to get a natural 13, which makes 19.
Yes. So
So yeah, basically, I just want to siphon it off and then focus it through the gem into the potion, essentially, and hope that basically the chaotic energies will balance out with the gem as the container for the remaining energy.
So the magic goes through the gem, like the chaotic magic that flows through Tess as he casts Goodberry, siphons all the way to your gem. The magic, as it is going through the gem, turns it from the aura that it used to be to a kind of a darkened hue, and then it passes through to the potion, and it seems that it worked.
Wonderful. I'll hold it up and kind of say, well, I think that worked. Here you go, and I'll give you the potion that you gave me back. Anyone else want to go?
You can use any first level spell?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I can cast a spell for you. And I'm going to cast Disguise Self, and I'm going to make myself look like Lakir. I can only go a foot taller, though, than I already am. So it's like a mini Lakir.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. That's beautiful. I'd like, so essentially same thing. I'll just try to get the motion that I used before. Well, being completely thrown off, but also like, Lakir's a narcissist, I feel like. So like he's slightly flattered by that. He's just like, oh, amazing. Like, but
From now on, I talk to Litzy every time I talk to Lakir.
I love that. Okay.
But I'll do the same thing and just focus the whatever energy I can through another gem.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Natural 19, 25.
Okay. You wanting to impress yourself. Just you do better this time, and the energy that passes through the gem turns it darker this time. It looks like it almost burns the gem, and then but it's of course still intact. It just the hue darkens so much that it almost looks like smoke is on the inside of it, and then it passes through to the potion, and again it seems that it has worked.
Wonderful.
We need a new gem, and I'll pull out. I have a little 10 gold gem in my bag.
If you would like to, it does take about 10 gold per potion to work, so that would be perfect, but that was payment for your services earlier.
Well, this is like we're upgrading our team's potions, so it's for the team.
All right. And Lakir will take the gem and put it in. Blink, would you like to go next? I feel it is important that each of us gets one before our trial. That way we have a reliable source of health before going in.
Before Blink does anything, I'm just gonna like quietly walk behind Lakir and start copying all of his movements.
Okay, I am.
Roll me a performance check. Let's see.
Yeah.
7.
All right. Sounds
You have a
good.
luck point left.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, wait, I do actually super want to use a luck point for that.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying because we're just about to rest, so it's like
yeah.
might as well use it.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. Yeah, that works out. I mean, nothing happens in particular.
Lakir will be so focused that he won't even notice that this is happening either.
So I'm also gonna cast Disguise Self, but I'm gonna make myself look like Litzy, but a really dorky, goofy looking Litzy, like big buck teeth and big glasses and like really dorky hair.
Okay.
Beautiful. I'll start chuckling and once again try to siphon the magic through to create a third potion.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana.
12.
12. The magic goes through Blink, and as he's casting his hand out, and roll me a wild magic check as I'm describing this, Blink. Okay. And the magic, as you're siphoning it, it hits the gem. It doesn't work. The gem doesn't go blackened or anything, and the potion seems unaffected.
When Blink changes to look like me, I'm gonna march up to him and say, "Let's see, you look absolutely ridiculous today," and just start like roasting him like super hard.
And then I'll say in my best Litzy voice, "Where did that strapping lad Blink go? He was around here somewhere a moment ago."
We're like acting out this whole like theatrical scene over here.
While Lakir is like examining the gem and like, why didn't it work?
And Boggy Billy is
Tess
just
is like-
laughing as loud as he can over the soup.
And like meanwhile, Tess like kind of slipped over, got back laying down by his panda and going back to sleep.
So I'll go and after examining the gem for a while, I'll put it back and I will burn a first level spell slot. I'm going to burn Mage Armor again in the hopes that since it is already abjuration magic, it'll be a little easier to siphon off, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Instead of
since
it
you're-
being an illusion spell that I'm trying to, because I'm
abjuration.
And then, Litzy,
Wizard.
are you still copying Likira's movements?
No, I'm still
Okay,
hanging out with Blink.
gotcha. Okay, roll me an Arcana check.
I got a 19 and a 94 for my wild magic.
Oh, that's going to be one of the high tables. This'll be
19 with the +5.
Yes.
Roll me a d4.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
It's also a 21 on my Arcana check.
Oh, 21. Yeah. The magic goes right through the gem. It's so easy as you anticipated with the abjuration magic. It goes through. This gem nearly blackens. It's like so close to being an absolutely blackened gem, and it seems that the potion worked.
Amazing. I'll take it out. I'll hand it to Blink as whatever's about to happen happens.
I rolled a 1 on the D4.
Oh, that is good. So you hold it out to Blink, and you look at Blink's eyes, and they're completely white.
Oh no.
And Blink does not see you, but you see Blink.
I'm going to roleplay it too, that since he's disguised, I can't see his actual eyes, so I don't
yeah.
really know this is happening. And I'm just like, careful, it's hot.
What's hot?
You're blind and you're just like straight chilling.
I'll try to fumble for his hand wherever it is in the illusion, because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And like try to pull it up to the potion if I can find it and grab on.
Okay, I have it. All
And
right.
then there you go. That's your potion.
I'll clap.
Wakes up from sleeping. Good shit.
And finally, moi. And I'll put another gem piece in. So with your contribution, that is, we've made 4 so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I'm trying to make the 4th. So that's only 30 of mine. Sorry, I'm just making sure I keep track of it.
No worries.
So I will burn another. I'll do shield this time, just to not be redundant with mage armor.
Okay.
And attempt to siphon it off again.
All right. Roll me an Arcana check.
15.
Okay. So 15, it darkens the gem a little bit, less so than before, but you have to kind of grab onto one of the clasps over the beakers in order to keep the magic from like dissipating, but it successfully goes through and you have another potion.
Wonderful. Well, that's one for each of us. We still have 2 remaining potions that we can turn at a later date when we have some more magical energy available. I did find that spells of protection are a little easier to manipulate for myself. Do either of you have those for the future castings? Basically, I'm just asking if you have abjuration spells at your disposal. Shield, mage armor are the 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Arcane lock is one.
I've got mage armor.
Okay.
I don't think I have any of those.
Okay. Well, I'll say, do you have any magic remaining? Maybe we can attempt to finish this off tonight.
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Shall we? And I'll just put another gem inside.
So since we're camping, or have not camping, like we've made a camp,
Right.
I'm gonna cast alarm.
Cool. I will attempt to direct the finished spell into the gem. Oof, 9.
Okay, unfortunately, a 9 does not cut it, and it seems that Blink's magic has been kind of hard to direct. You think maybe it might be because of his wild magic tendencies that he has, that the chaotic energy is harder to contain and may end up being a stronger energy to kind of possess because of its chaotic qualities.
Okay.
Also, I rolled a 13 and a 25 on my wild magic.
As you look up into the sky after you cast alarm, roll me 3 d20s.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Roll me 3d20s is not like
Yeah,
a good vibe.
Oh my
ominous.
gosh. I got 10, 10, 20.
40.
40 gold pieces fall from the sky and surround you.
Nice.
Yes.
40
40 dragons fall from
I was like terrified. Like
So
meteors.
so hearing the sounds of these gold pieces hitting the ground around me, because I'm pretty sure I'm still blind.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
forgot.
just gonna blindly start crawling on the ground and slowly finding a gold piece one by one and putting them in my pocket.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll basically just say, I'll start by helping him gather up the gold since I'm next to him. And then once we get it all gathered up for you, I'll say, I think I'm going to rest for the night. I think it's best we try this again tomorrow or some other time. We have the 4 base potions needed. Let's get some rest.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I'll take first watch.
Oh, I'll take watch.
I'll also take first watch then.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me. Anyone want any soup before they go to bed? Hit the hay. It's pretty good.
I'll get some of that soup.
All right. He'll pour you some soup.
Cool.
I'll take like half a bowl.
Yeah. It is. You are about to cast prestidigitation on it, Likier, because I know that your refined taste. But you smell it and you're like, this smells really good. Whether you cast prestidigitation on it is your choice, but it smells very good.
Okay. Cool.
I promise I'm
No.
not.
No. It's you just triggered the DM in me because I'm just like, this is the dust of deliciousness. We're all going to die. No. Anyway. So yes, I'll eat it, and then I just want to start warming up the furnace for like the next 3 to 4 hours. All Likier will be doing is just casting firebolt into the furnace to try to just heat it up continually with a blank beaker with the 4 gems that we were able to get inside.
Yeah. Okay. Boggy Billy sees you do that, and he says, "Well, I don't know what your spells are for, but if you'd like a spot in the fire, there's a coal right here." And he opens up the abjuration magic around the campfire just for a second. It offers for you to place your.
I'll put the whole stove there, but also continue because it has to be very, very hot to melt gems.
Oh, gotcha.
So
yes.
But yeah, that's what I'll do. And then after 3 hours, or really close to my 4 hours is up, because I'll just be making it as hot as possible. I'm attempting to liquefy the chaos gems.
Oh, perfect.
Does
Yeah.
it work? Am I able to get the temperature up high enough?
Roll me an Arcana check
Okay.
again, I guess.
14.
You melt 2.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the other ones are hot, but seem stubborn. The darker ones are the ones that melted quicker.
Okay. I think this should be good enough. And I'll go and wake up Tess just briefly and say, Tess, I just need your help for a second. And I'll hold out. You see basically a bunch of gold and copper plates, like pages almost, with 2 large marble casings that I'm just basically holding out to you, barely able to hold on to myself.
Alrighty, I'll help support him.
Oh, I apologize. Do you still have access to the spell that we had talked about before?
Yeah. And I will cast resistance on Likier.
Thank you. When you have a moment, would you also be willing to cast it on the item that I am holding out towards you?
And then I'll recast it on the item.
Perfect. And I will, as soon as as I notice the incantation is done, I will sprint over to the thing, and I'll took Mage Hand to make sure I could handle hot stuff, but I'll take it out. I will run back over as quick as I can, because I want to do this by the time that resistance over. And I want to essentially assemble what is going to be what I hope to be my spell book. And I'm going to basically attempt to pour it over. And I want to use my last level 2 spell slot to just basically attempt to seal the resistance spell. My thought is that the book basically can't be destroyed by non-magical means. So by casting the resistance and then adding this in and then reinforcing it with more powerful magic, I can see if it will stick.
Okay. Roll me a final Arcana check to see how well it sticks.
Natural 20.
Nice. Okay, so with your natural 20, everything that you wanted to happen happens, and it happens so gracefully, and your book is gleaming, and it's finished.
Amazing. I will just spend the rest of how many, because I have to sleep for 4 hours or meditate.
Right. Yeah.
So whatever time I'll have left, I'll just kind of stare adoringly at my creation and then put it like, honestly, I'll probably like sit on it with like it between my legs. I will start meditating.
Boggy Billy bids you goodnight and says, well, I think I'm going to take myself some much needed rest as well. Who else is willing to take watch?
Well, I'm up now.
Oh.
I could take a watch.
Tess, I didn't even notice you there. Well,
You're
thank you very much.
welcome to
And
stay
then-
warm by my panda.
Oh, well, thank you. And he snuggles up next to your panda, between the panda and the fire.
Yeah.
Sweating so hot.
like, just dying.
Dying of heat, but he is not one to turn down some hospitality. So anyway, yeah, and your watch goes without a hitch. At the end of the 8 hours that you guys needed to rest, a bright and early morning is before you, and you stand at the gates of this stone wall. What would you like to do?
I want to ask Billy beforehand, but just like, so we go in here, but we're alone during the trial?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there might be things in there, but most times there's just people who have to figure out things and show that they're pure of heart, and then they come out the other side, new people. Well, not new people, but you know what I mean.
All right.
So I guess on the way there, the rest of the travel before we get there, I'd like to use some of that time to kind of check out this poncho that I got to see if I know anything about it, or if I'll need help like identifying what it does, you know.
So this poncho, as you're looking at it, it has various magical items on it that you can rip a patch off and throw, and the magic item will appear. Now, the magic items that are on it, you have 2 patches of draft horses that you can pull off. You have 1 patch of a hempen 50-foot coiled rope, 1 bag of coins. There's 100 gold pieces in it. 10 gems worth 100 gold pieces each.
Okay.
2 potions of superior healing. 1 rowboat. 2 mastiffs. And 1 portable ram. Ram, not the animal, but
Yeah. The Dodge Ram.
yes,
Yeah.
Excuse
the
me,
Dodge Ram.
excuse me, you wouldn't happen to have a rowboat on you, would you?
The patches, you can roll 1d4 at the end of the day, and expended patches will reappear. But if you ever use all of the patches and not all of them reappear, then you have to roll a d20, and it has a potential of becoming unmagical.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Anyway, that's what you glean from
Sweet.
your
Thank you.
new poncho.
Taking him looking at his item, can I pull a wand out of the bag of wands?
Roll me a d12.
3.
Okay, you pull out a stick,
Cool.
and it is a wand, but you don't know what it does
Okay.
until you cast it.
I'll
This
just
is my favorite magic item.
hold it, and I'll cast Mage Armor and just prepare myself to go through the door.
Okay.
Is it best if I leave the panda?
Well, the panda he might help out in there. I don't really know, but it's up to you. I know that this panda's magical and will probably disappear in, I don't know, a few hours. So it's up to you.
I'll bring him. Let's go, big boy. I'm going to start walking towards the door.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. And if anyone asks about your stay with Boggy Billy, make sure to give me a 5-star on a Yelp review. Anyway.
Yelp is canon now.
Yes, Yelp is canon. Let's say, is there anything you need from me today? I like your hat, by the way. It suits you very well. I hope that it treats you better than it treats traded the last individual who wore it, and I don't find this hat back in my bag for quite some time.
All right, thank you.
A good day to you all.
Thank you again for all your assistance.
Of course. Well, it was about time that you guys ran into a wholesome NPC, wasn't it? So, anyway, he bids you farewell.
What's the door like, actually?
It is a large door. The outside, it's wooden, but it is covered in a leather ceiling with a ceiling. Like, it's sealed with leather, and it has iron bolts through it that are silvered.
All right, well, as I walk through, I'll just be like, 10 out of 10 would come again.
Good luck, each of you. And I'll walk through as well.
All right. Safe travels. And then Boggy Billy heads off through the forest again to go look for other people. Yeah. And so you guys enter into this dungeon and...
Oh.
dungeon. You guys enter into this maze. It's called Dungeons and Dragons,
Freudian
Mason.
slip.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoops. All right. So you enter into this room. It is about 30 feet wide and 50 feet long. And as you enter in, you notice a table on the far corner. And in the center of the room, there are blocks of stone raised up from the ground. And they are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there are letters surrounding the numbered blocks that are TELSILKANBKS.
What's on the table?
As you inspect the table, you see 4 small figurines. As you look over these figurines, you see many versions of yourself. All of you. Like, there's a Litzy mini, a Tess mini, a Blink mini, and a Lakir mini.
These seem to be replications of us. I'm sure it connects.
Maybe it wants us to play some kind of role-playing board game.
Some dice appear.
Yeah, exactly. I found some dice on the table.
Deception.
Interesting. I'll pick up my figure.
Yeah, I was gonna pick up my figure too.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you guys pick up your figures. Nothing happens. You're not levitated 30 feet in the air like you would have assumed to if they were voodoo dolls or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take mine, take a look at the puzzle, and I'll go over and stand on the L for look here, and I'll place my figurine on the 4.
On the 4? Okay. Yeah, you place your figurine on the 4. Nothing seems to happen.
Following Lakir's idea, I'll go stand on the T and place mine on the 1.
Okay.
I would like to point out that it appears that each letter can spell each of our names except for Lakir.
Yeah.
But that does seem highly coincidental.
I just figure we have to start throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. So let's hope this sticks.
And I'm going to go to the corner with the B on it and put mine on number 3.
Okay. And then let's see, do you do the same?
Yep.
So as you place your figures, Tess, you place yours on square number 1. Litzy, you place your figurine on square number 2. Blink, you place yours on square number 3. And Lakir, you place yours on square number 4. Mm-hmm. You hear a... The door that you entered in, a brick pops out of the door, and a key appears behind the brick.
Actually surprised that it even worked.
I know.
I was just throwing stuff.
That was a good idea. I definitely wouldn't have thought of that.
I guess Litzy is closest to that. Is that
Yeah, I will turn and grab the key.
Yeah, so you grab the key, and as you grab the key, you see that behind the door that you guys entered through, it's all brick, except for that brick that just popped out. So something, as you entered into this maze, has locked you in.
I'll take a look. While she's picking up the key, I'll take a look at what I assume is the door across here.
Yes, so you see another door in the room.
I'll kind of go and say, well, I think that's quite literally our key out of here. Do you want to, or?
Yeah, I can take it.
All right. Does it fit the door?
Yeah, so I try it.
Yeah. So you walk up to the door that like magically flitted into existence as you guys placed your figurines there. And the key fits the lock on the door and it turns and you successfully open a door. Before you see 30-foot long corridor.
Before I leave the room, Lakir will take his figurine and put it in his pocket.
Okay.
I will do that as well.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I'll take mine. I'll see them doing it and take mine as well, thinking, well, I'm certainly not the brains of this operation. I'm just following these guys.
Lakir just wants a model of himself.
Alrighty, I'll walk back and I'll get Big Boy and start guiding him slowly through how dark is it?
So as you are going through the corridor, it is dark, but you do still have dark vision from your...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's some pretty good stuff you put on your eyes. But from the golden goop that you put on your eyes from that tree.
I remember, yeah.
But yes, as you walk down the corridor, light starts to fade and you see pretty much just darkness.
Tess, do you mind if I go first? I have a little bit of a buffer between any enemies and our bodies, and I'll point to my shield.
Yeah, I'll try to squeeze Big Boy to the side.
Yeah,
so you'll have to
I'll
scooch
like
through.
crawl underneath his belly, and I'll start walking down the hallway, and I'll keep I'll go and say, I think it's best if we hold hands and form a link, just to make sure nothing picks us off.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll just start slowly walking down, following the hallway until something catches my eye.
So you guys walk through, you see a large Minotaur man, and he is clapping as you walk through the door, and he says,
Congratulations on passing my test. I wish to see growth through these, and I feel like you have grown closer as a party, and I think that you will make fine new additions to Fort Outcast.
and he waves his hand behind him, and the door that is behind him opens, and sunlight glints through, and you can see Fort Outcast on the other side. And I think that's where we're going to end our session. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litzy.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Blink.
All right, awesome.
Next week, we have a special guest coming on our podcast to join our adventure for a few episodes. Her name is Bella Morgan. She's also known as Halsey Bella on TikTok and Instagram, and she's very well known there. She's a really great creator, and you guys should definitely check her out. She'll be really fun to have on our podcast.
Awesome. Everyone take an inspiration point. You guys did so well with this last episode. We hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. Make sure you follow Knocked Prone on all of our social medias and refer us to a friend if you haven't yet, or give us a review. And we hope that you have a great rest of your day.